Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and whatever else is watching. My name is Nick and this is another episode of Danganronpa. Trigger Happy Havoc. In the previous episode we investigated the death of Sayaka, a little pop star that actually went with us to the same middle school, and we never spoke to her until we got here. So yeah, freakish, didn't it? We also got to mourn the loss of one beloved, beautiful woman. However, now that the investigation is over, it's time for a trial. We have to make our case and find out who was our guilty suspect. Which I already know who did it, and anyone who's seen the evidence will also know it already. So let's get it started. Okay, here we will get class trial. So let's see on the map where everyone is. Are they already on there? Apparently everyone's already in there. I'm the last one again. So let's enter. You're late, Makoto. We've all been waiting for you. Jeez! Pipe down, will ya, Taka? Pipe down! I bet you were afraid you would be discovered as the murderer you are. Toko, shut up! And I will present my case to tell who is the actual murderer, okay?
Listen to me!
Let's not jump to conclusions just yet. Save that for the class trial. Here we all can all reveal the details of Makoto's crime. Act! Not jumping to conclusions! Taka, you jackass! So they really are convinced I did it, but I didn't do it. Me and Sayaka both know that all too well. Well, yeah, she can't actually contradict it anymore. She can't tell us, though. But then, who is the killer? The one who murdered Sayaka. Is it really one of us?
Is everyone here? Okay then. Please board the elevator in front of you, which will transport you to the courtroom, where all your fates will be decided. I'll meet you all down there. I'll be waiting.
Man, I really want to punch him, but let's talk to these people, okay? From left to right.
What?
So whoever stuck us here even took the time to set up a goddamn courtroom, eh? Well, they got a couple of days to do it. And we'll see how fancy the courtroom is. Just now.
Impossible.
Yeah, we really gotta go through with this class trial thing, huh?
You know?
If you want to confess, I guess now is the time to do it. Are you still thinking I did it? I'm telling you, I didn't do it.
Hey.
There's no point in standing around. Settle your resolve and step into the future. Yeah. Yoko, you believe me. Let's get started. Seriously. I don't even want to talk to you, but for complacen's sake. Relax, I haven't decided 100% that you're the culprit just yet. No, you're probably at 99.9999999999999999999%. And maybe an additional 9s after that. But you're obviously leaning that way.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, in the end I wasn't able to do any looking around or anything. Don't worry about that. We're not all cut out for this. Is this really how Sayaka would want us to find out who killed her? You know, I can't help but wonder what whoever killed Sayaka is feeling right now. I'm also in the same boat, Nina. Well, did you find anything that might actually prove your innocence? You're creepy. Oh, I didn't want her yet. No, not Celeste, don't go. Being so insistent, even though you obviously killed her. Very impressive. Jeez.
You know what I mean.
Leon. Well, I did my job. I'm counting on the rest of you from here on out. So the school basement has become the darkened stage. We're all here to bear witness to Mr. Naegi's final curtain call. Seriously? I'm gonna knock your head in one day, okay? Oh no, because then I'll be the blackened. I'll leave that job, that position is reserved for a Mr. Monokuma. Well then, the time has finally come. Are you ready? I am. I have the evidence that I didn't do it. And I have the evidence of who did. I guess I have no choice but to get on this elevator.
Well then.
Let us begin.
Yes, indeed.
Good idea.
Hey,
Are you scared? No, scared isn't quite right.
Makoto.
I said it before, it's up to you to uncover the mystery surrounding this case yourself. If you don't, you'll never come to grips with the truth. I need to uncover the truth of Sayaka's death. I didn't need someone else to tell me to do that. In Sayaka's honor, I swear I'll find out who the real killer is. As I raised my voice to try and give myself courage, I turned, trembling with anticipation, toward the elevator. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. Everyone else was already on the elevator when I finally stepped on. The doors closed and the elevator started to move. The steel box descended with heavy clunking sound toward the school's basement. I wonder if this is how a death row inmate feels when his time finally comes.
Oh,
Rather than that, is it not more like a defendant waiting to receive his judgment? Obviously, to our shared anxiety, the elevator lowered us further and further into the bowels of the school. Yo, you finally arrived! Monokuma! What do you think? Doesn't it feel just like a real courtroom? It's like a Hollywood movie set, right?
Dude, shit.
Not even close. It's total shit.
Well now.
Language, dude. Okay, everyone find your assigned seats and sit down.
Yahoo!
Hurry up, now hurry up. Actually, we did what we had said and found our seats. But they don't have seats, they just have benches where they stand. The seats were arranged in a giant circle. Damn, Sakurai, you're huge! And Nagi really is Makoto really is small. It was set up so that everyone could see everyone else. Which also meant it'd be easy for anyone to transfer their attention and unease onto anyone else. The air seemed to grow heavy as we sat there. Whew. And so, the curtain on our first case opened. A deadly judgment. A deadly deception. A deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith. A deadly class trial. Want to save the data? Pre-trial prep. So, open e-handbook. Map is nothing, proof bullets, I can. Evidence of a struggle. Yeah. I went through this already. Presents. Report card. Sayaka Mozono. Aww. She has dead on her now. How about... Aww. Even Junko's picture is grayed out now. Okay. These truth bullets will come and set skills. What skills do I have? I have SP 10. Okay. Melodious voice. Increase damage to the opponent when a statement is destroyed. Effective during the bullet time battle. Cost 3 SP. Okay. And I have trance. Trance? I have no idea what it does. But let's set it. Even low combos will increase the tempo. Effective during the bullet time battle. Costs 4 SP. Okay. And that are also the only things that I have. Even with the dead body laying in his bathroom. And what about the blackened? Finish. Preparations. Yeah. All rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course!
Okay then. Everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
Are you an idiot? Really? Man! Taka! Next chapter. Really?
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Thank you,
Before
Mondo.
we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick? What's going on with those pictures?
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier. Friendship penetrates?
I guess someone just... Oh, and we have to stand next to him.
Okay, but what about that other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people. Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started. First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
It's about to begin, the debate to decide who we think the killer is. Anything I found, anything I noticed. I have to be ready to speak up about everything. Because this isn't just about me. Everyone's lives are on the line. Your first non-stop debate is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Yeah, why not? As things progress during each class trial, you will engage in a number of non-stop debates. During the discussions, characters will speak one after another without pause. It's up to you to unearth any lies or contradictions buried within their statements. What this means is that you'll have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. Any relevant truth bullets you found during your investigation will be loaded into your truth cylinder. Use the left stick to aim and then fire with triangle button. Pay close attention to each character's statements and use your truth bullets to blast the right ones. Know that if you run out of time, you will automatically fail, so please be careful. If you press the options button during these arguments, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. Okay, left stick is evidence of a struggle. I guess this is my bullet.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss
That's it.
Sayaka Maizono.
Yeah, we know that part.
Okay.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
Really? There was only one thing. You want me? There was only one thing I could... That's... For this first debate, we'd like to take a quick look. Sidebar. If you're unable to spot and refute someone's lies or contradictions, the argument will repeat. Within a group of statements, some words appear in a different color. Did you happen to notice? That represents a potential hole in a person's statement, a possible weak spot. These weak spots reveal important, though not always inaccurate, sections of a person's statement. The truth bullets are only effective against these weak spots. So when you see one come up, take aim and fire, but only if you're sure it's actually wrong. Also, you can fast forward an argument by holding down the circle button. Well then, good luck and have fun.
I assert that the one who was murdered...
Yeah, and the murder took
In the bathroom. So it seems the killer must have taken her by
Oh, the time
surprise while she was
also
in the
goes
She
faster
didn't
then.
even have a chance to resist.
No, that's wrong.
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked. With the way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
A struggle? Between who and who?
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom? She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then, she ran to the bathroom to try and hide. The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
And Celeste Celeste, you have a beautiful voice.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Sorry.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
We need to determine what was used to kill Sayaka. Well, pretty obviously that was the knife. The kitchen knife.
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him. How could anyone do something like that? That son of a
Again,
bitch.
only one? Well, it is the first chapter, so it was the object that was thrust into Sayaka's stomach. It was almost certainly the knife that disappeared from a certain location.
So what was used to kill her?
If I speed up, this time go also speeds
That is
up.
the murder weapon.
That's interesting.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him.
No, it's wrong. No. I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach. And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
Yeah, quick to jump to conclusions.
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
About I actually doing it?
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
Seriously? Yeah, really
I
odd.
don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
You really believe that?
She's right. There's gotta be a breakthrough somewhere. Just waiting for us to find it. Because I know damn well I'm not the killer. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Okay. You can concentrate by holding down the R1 button. While you're concentrating, time will slow down, so you can pay closer attention to what everyone's saying. On top of that, it'll steady your aim, making it easier to target potential weak spots. Concentrating like this consumes the focus gauge, and this gauge empties, you can't concentrate. But the focus gauge will recover over time, so let your brain take a rest. No need to rush. Well then, good luck and have fun. Okay. Aoi's account. Oh yeah, Hina.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? He did it in secret, when nobody was in the dining hall. And then he went and stabbed Sayaka with it.
So he really did do it.
Yes, and it's been decided. We've reached the end.
No, some way to prove I didn't take the knife. The person who was in the dining hall last night should be able to do that.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? He did it in secret when nobody was in the...
No, that's wrong.
That was an easy one.
Okay, wait. Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Tina?
Huh?
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
Well, I went to get some tea from the kitchen last night and all the knives were still there. But when I finished my tea and went back into the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone. So you're saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall? Yeah.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall, but I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together, and lying to protect each other?
Idiot swimmer girl? Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Toko, yeah? Are you in S cave as well?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together, and they just didn't know about the rule?
Ugh, good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case! Oops! Did I say that out loud?
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife. So I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife? Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall.
No way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that? I can.
That's right! Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
Right.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because, well...
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have airtight alibis. You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms, but it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room, so I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's unwholesome!
Taka, you're a jackass.
I'm a girl.
That's why I say he's a jackass.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh, yeah, that's true! One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Well, because... they're not here anymore.
And Oh god, don't be sanctimonious now. Someone who's not here? Are you talking about...
Sayaka. She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
Sayaka? Okay, so the person who took the knife from the kitchen was... Monokuma! I wish I could say that, but
I got it!
it was Sayaka.
Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual. When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen.
Okay.
As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
And the person who took the knife was the victim herself.
Most likely.
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
Yeah, she wanted to have a weapon for self-defense earlier on. And we did go to the gym for that.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
Oh, great. Here we go again.
See? He did do it after all.
Toko, shut up.
No, you're wrong.
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction?
Again, Hifumi.
You possess a most terrifying talent.
Sigh. Damn, if I don't do something, they're gonna blame me for the murder. And then end up dead for themselves. Don't they understand? If they convict me, everyone's gonna die.
Hold on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say?
Thank you! Thank you, Kyoko.
Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Right.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
What was this again? First Hangman's Gambit is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Oh crap, I'm not that good at English words dictionary. As things advance further in a class trial, the Hangman's Gambit will eventually take place. The point of this is to reveal an important phrase related to the incident in question. You'll have to deduce the phrase from the letters flying around and the letters already known. Complete the phrase by shooting down the flying letters in the right order. Use the left stick to aim and then press the triangle button to shoot the desired letters. Okay. If you shoot down the wrong letters, you'll suffer damage to your influence gauge. If this gauge reaches 0, or if you run out of time, you fail. Well then, good luck and have fun. Something that should have been at the scene, but wasn't. That must be the crucial point. You can just figure out what that something is. Okay. I got an H and oh yeah. That's it. Here's my R.
Now I understand.
That wasn't too difficult. Also, I already knew it.
That's right. There wasn't a single hair on the floor.
So, the culprit removed some evidence?
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there.
Yeah, one flaw. Then you don't leave the body.
That makes sense, does it not?
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Yes, very true, very true.
And for me, I don't know. I don't get your drift. Maybe you want to be intelligent, but you have absolutely no clue what's going on. Do you?
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Wait, then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Then Makoto isn't the culprit?
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
I don't even want to go into...
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Right. What was in the bathroom again?
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
Yep.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
Actually? No, the doorknob.
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
Yep, the doorknob. The killer struggled getting into the bathroom, and the evidence that proves it is the object the killer broke. Bathroom door frame, bathroom door knob.
I got it! Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
Why would I want to break it? It's not that the door can actually lock.
You still don't see? Okay then. Let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
Jeez. Kyoko said it was a bewildering act. I almost didn't notice it at first, but is that the key point here? There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Yeah, why not? From here on out, the number of weak points will start going up. Okay. But no matter how many weak spots there's essentially only one lie or contradiction in that debate. What I'm trying to say is, not all weak spots you see are necessarily false. Use a truth bullet on the wrong one and not only will you fail to refute what they said, but you also lower your trust with everyone, and your influence gauge will take damage. Now this is important because if your influence gauge reaches 0, you fail. You'll have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or contradictions. Well then, good luck and have fun. Okay. Make your argument. Bathroom door frame. That's my truth bullet.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room. She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door, because Sayaka had locked it.
And finally, the culprit had Sayaka cornered.
And to finish the job, they stabbed her with the kitchen knife.
It was you, wasn't it, Makoto? Admit it. We already know the answer.
Toko. Girl. It's not because the door was locked. No, there's a different reason entirely.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room.
No.
She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran and they got into the back. At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the because Sayaka had locked it.
No, it's wrong.
Thought I missed. That was lucky.
The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with walking bathrooms, right?
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door.
Which is currently my luck. Monokuma, which is currently my luck. Because it isn't evident that I wouldn't kill her because I would know how to open the door.
That's not lucky at all.
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place? Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
The killer was convinced the bathroom door was locked. So they didn't know that the door actually couldn't be locked. In other words, the important detail about the scene of the crime that they didn't know was the crime took place in my room.
I got it! The killer must not have realized that it was my room.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable.
Not really.
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Say what?
Thank you, Sayaka.
Well, to be more specific,
Kyoko, I mean.
what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room,
then there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through!
Oops.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
Ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is
Definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
That is a definite possibility.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
Thank you, Toko. Finally you realize it. Gee, how hard did that brain need to work? That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Okay, then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up! Quit without saving!
You might want to let it save.
But what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Well, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules!
Are you stupid? Now everyone is confused. So you're definitely going to get the wrong guy.
Majority rules? Do you really think that's a good idea?
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
You know, for Taka being the ultimate moral compass, he has done so many morally questionable acts, morally questionable things, said morally questionable stuff. The dude is not an ultimate moral compass. The dude is just a whack job.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Oh, you...
You don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then... maybe someone picked the lock?
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Miss Maizono just let him in.
No, that can't be it either.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place.
Sounds like someone doesn't have a brain.
Oh, why exactly can't that be it?
Because she asked me to do something in particular because of how frightened she was. That's the answer right there. There's no way Sayaka would let someone in because... Switching room, Sayaka's wrist, dying, bathroom, switching rooms. I was discovered Marcus from G was fun. Why didn't he ask Marcus?
I got it! Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
Same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open your door for anyone. Even if I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching?
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
What?
Huh?
My thoughts exactly.
What the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
Come see me in this. Something I want to talk to you about. Just us two. 5 minutes. Come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil. And these are the words that appeared.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
Huh?
Yeah, what's going
Which
on?
means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
No, we did not.
I didn't, but...
Maybe I have a split personality and I
Of
don't know
course
it?
you didn't, because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
And that note, Sayaka wrote it.
But why? Why would she write that?
The note
Good
was
question.
likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
If for me, you're the culprit, aren't you?
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
Right. Tell that yourself. Not to mention, everyone here is
But can you be
2D.
sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Huh? What makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have to say? Very well then.
Okay.
Pay attention.
She does have a beautiful voice though. Don't nameplates.
Sayaka
Okay.
and Makoto switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in. So in other words, even if someone did read the note and did what it said, they would not have any connection to what happened.
It certainly would seem that way.
Wrong. The nameplates were switched, so if you and Sayaka also emphasized that in her note. Look at the nameplates.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the
That's
place they
correct.
were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see.
That's also.
So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in.
No, it's wrong. The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
They got switched?
Yeah, Monokuma did that.
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
No, we weren't.
Right? Okay, then who did it?
Well, I want to say Monokuma, but probably Sayaka. There's only one person who could have switched the nameplates. The only other person who knew we had switched rooms. Yeah, Monokuma isn't even an option. I couldn't even joke about it.
I got it!
Sorry, Sayaka.
Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
You can also infer as much from her note.
There's something I want to talk to you about. Just us two, in 5 minutes. Come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Good question.
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
Really?
What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her.
Jumping to conclusions again. You didn't even do any investigating.
We figured it out! We know who did it! Whoever she invited over is the culprit!
Okay, idiot. Then tell me, who did she invite over?
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot!
Thank you, Mondo!
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes?
What a nice voice.
Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
I really have to look up who her voice actor
Yes,
is.
I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
The gold dust on her wrist. The reason I know Sayaka's wrist was broken with. When you look at her wrist, there's no doubt. Switching rooms, still good. Sayaka's wrist.
I got it!
I always hit the wrong
All
button.
you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen. There's...
Is that gold?
Oops.
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword, right there on her wrist!
Great, great! The most obvious! And finally his brain starts to work. How nice!
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
Alright, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
Really? We still don't know who did it. What happened in my room? And what led to Sayaka's death? That's what we need to make clear. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Why not? Are you getting used to these non-stop debates? Starting with the next debate, I'll start loading multiple truth bullets into your truth cylinder. Okay. But just like with the weak spots, only one of those bullets can actually refute the proper statement. Okay, in other words, from here on out, you'll have to combine the right truth bullets with the right weak spots to refute each statement. If you come up with the wrong combination, you'll take the damage to your influence gauge. You can press the L button to rotate the cylinder and choose which bullet to fire. Press and release the L1 button to cycle through each bullet. Okay. Or you can hold down the L1 button, then use the left stick to select a specific bullet. By the way, if the logic difficulty is set to kind, fewer bullets will be loaded into the cylinder. For our purpose, this time the logic difficulty will be set to mean. Okay. Well then, good luck and have fun. Okay, what's the difference between kind and mean actually? Okay, I get 3 in mean, so replica sword sheet, kitchen knife set and broken sword.
The culprit grabbed the sword, And that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
And that's what broke Miss Mizono's wrist.
So, she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away. But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened.
Person with the sword really did attack first? Nope. There's no explanation for how a certain part of the sword could damage.
When the fighting broke out,
okay, the sheath.
The culprit grabbed the sword. And that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
And that's what broke Miss Mizono's wrist.
Ah! I was too late.
So, she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away. But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened.
Okay. Oh, anew. It's a source sheet and that first statement of his.
The culprit grabbed the sword. And that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
No, it's wrong. Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Why not?
Because the sword's sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Like a kitchen knife.
Sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
No shit.
So how did the sheath get damaged?
If it's used for
If they
protection?
got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
And we already knew who got the kitchen knife. Who already knew that the kitchen knife was in that room.
So here's how it all played out.
Really? Did your brain cells start functioning again? Actually it didn't, did it? You're jumping to conclusions again. I don't want to hear
culprit
this.
came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening.
Again. The culprit didn't even know the kitchen knife was there.
So she grabbed the sword to defend herself, but then the culprit took that from her too. Then,
Really?
after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
You know how flawed that is.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
About the gold
Because
dust?
she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
Yep, her hand palms. Part of her body that shows she never used the sword. If you wanted to use a sword, which part of your body would have to touch it?
I got
Her palms.
You're talking about her palms, right?
Really?
The palms of her hands were perfectly clean, so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume That's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands.
And if we probably... Yeah, they probably washed it off.
There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
Why would she do that?
Sorry, but I don't think so.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
Again, what? Toko? What the heck? What does that have to mean? What does that have to do with this case? And being right or wrong and... Oh god, you really have an inferiority complex from... That goes way to the moon.
No, that's not it at all.
Seriously? There's no way Sayaka washed the gold coating off her hands because there's a certain regulation that talks about what happens to the bathrooms at night. The water was off. Water can't remove it. She's afraid of water was off.
According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
Including the toilet, actually.
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower.
Wait, what? We've been here for how many days already? No wonder you stink. Actually, I can't smell her through the screen, so...
Oh my.
You're no different. You smell like a big fat ugly donkey.
Seriously, again with the ugly and the big and the fat. What the heck is wrong with you, Toko? You're not having an inferiority complex. You're just being mean.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
An insult, obviously.
I have to agree with Leon there. That was an
anyway,
insult.
If Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword.
Okay.
But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheet with the kitchen knife was...
The one who damaged the sheet was Sayaka.
I got it! Sayaka? She had the kitchen knife?
But we already said that the attack started with...
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Then the one who attacked first was...
Sayaka?
Shocker! Okay, that's a bit
Now
nasty.
you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
Yeah, Kyoko. That's a little bit hard pill to swallow, especially when I heard that the first time. I even thought she was so cute and she was so adorable and she had such a nice smile and everything. Oh man. Also one of the reasons I actually didn't want to get too much attached to her. But I got attached to Junko instead. No.
No, far from it. It's almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own.
Luckily Junko was a throwaway character, so...
She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation...
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
I have
Which
to
brings up
agree.
another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct?
Actually, no.
Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not?
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
But Makoto was the one who suggested it. Or I'm doubting
It would also
myself.
explain why she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room where she was staying. And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto. But for that to work, the target had to be lured out while still keeping the room swap a secret.
Damn. Vicious. And she has such a beautiful voice.
If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky? For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior.
Yeah, and also he actually said to Sayaka that he would help her get out of here no matter what. Meaning he would be an accomplice and would sacrifice himself. Ouch!
I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
Oh boy.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation. A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
What's with that smirk, Toko?
Then, you're saying she had this all planned out?
Holy shit!
Yes, she did.
But
My
in the
thoughts
end,
exactly.
her plan backfired.
What a beautiful voice. Shut
She
up.
launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she'd planned to murder.
Just hold on! That can't be true! Because...
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument. You're
Really?
being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it. Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery.
Actually, I already knew who did this. And it wasn't just for seeing the another Let's Play first on this chapter. It's pretty obvious. This one was just dead on.
If
Who
we
did
can't
it?
uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
This is really all over. Obviously, I'm committed to finding out who killed her, but what can I do? I mean, as far as clues go, there's nothing left. Well, actually there is. Make your argument. Dying message.
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
Very well. Then let's review all the clues we found up to this point one more time.
Do we really have time for all that?
Die! Die! If we don't do something, we're all gonna die!
Oh, Toko. Still one clue left, I'm sure of it. Sayaka left it on the wall, she was leaning up
It's
against.
easy just to
Dying
say,
message.
hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
Actually, there are.
There still might be one clue left. Sayaka's dying message.
Dining, wait, what did you say?
Have you plugged your
The
ears?
dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her, remember? 11037, written in her own blood. There must be a clue about the killer hidden in there.
Well, before we get too far into that, I need to ask, can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
Yeah, because she had blood on her finger.
I got it! Her left index finger had blood on it. That could only be because she used that finger to write the message.
I see. She broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
Sure, I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. But still, what the heck do those numbers mean? 11037?
Maybe you should stand upside down or
Hey,
turn it upside
Chihiro,
down.
you're a computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all about numbers and shit.
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers.
It's a magic number, okay? Magic numbers don't mean anything. It can mean everything.
It's because they're not numbers.
That's pretty obvious.
Yeah, it looks like...
You're supposed to be a geek. Haven't you ever heard of upside down calculator spelling? If you turn the calculator upside down, you can spell words with the numbers.
What?
No, it's just, look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers. Don't these first two, 1, 1, look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
Ah, you're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1, 1, but... Looking at it now, you could also read it as an N.
Whoa, you might have finally just said something worth a shit.
And you haven't.
Our little gray cells are really getting excited now.
You actually have some?
That really is an N. N037. Doesn't make any more sense than before.
No, unless you turn it upside down like everyone said it. It's no use, I just don't know.
Rotate the image 180 degrees.
Seriously, it took them up this long before they did that. Really, back again when I saw it at first, that was the first thing I did. Rotated it. I think I see something.
Now I see. She wrote down the killer's name.
Huh? You just shot past the clue part and right onto who did it.
No, we didn't. The clue was the blood and the name actually.
Did she write?
Are you unable to rotate in 180 degrees? It should become crystal clear. That was clear from the get-go. It was... No, Toko! Actually, no, it's Leon.
Here's my answer. The key to solving this mystery was simply to rotate the writing 180 degrees. If you turn the message around, it becomes the letters L-E-O-N.
Really?
L-E-O-N, or more accurately, Leon.
What the hell are you talking about? It's just a coincidence.
I think so.
It's just a bunch of random squiggles that happen to look like my name.
No, it doesn't.
No, it's not random at all. She wrote that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it. In that position, she couldn't move to write normally, and had to write upside down, as it were. And as a result, When you look at it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped. Try it for yourself if you want. Write something sitting like her, and the letters will be inverted.
That sounds like one hell of a stretch to me.
No, it doesn't. You're trying to wiggle out of your guilt now.
I'm the killer? You can't just go and say shit like that.
Yeah, we can. You just did it to Makoto.
If you're not the killer, then why did you try to destroy the evidence?
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The evidence Leon tried to get rid of?
This one was tricky. But then again, you have to remember he's the ultimate baseball star. The thing I found on the incinerator and ground floor. Kitchen area, trash beauty, incinerator, burned shirt piece. And again the wrong button.
You mean the burnt shirt piece I found laying on the ground by the incinerator, right?
As the killer stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood on them. And to dispose of the shirt covered in the victim's blood, they threw it into the incinerator.
But one piece burned off and got left behind.
And the killer didn't notice. If they had, they most certainly would have panicked. Isn't that right, Leon?
But is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that Leon is guilty?
Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white button-up.
No, it could have been Byakuya as well. I vote for him. Get that jackass out of here.
That's right. There are plenty of other people here with shirts like mine.
Jeez.
With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it belongs to.
You're right. That alone isn't enough. But there are some other points that may reveal the truth.
Yep.
Are you finally starting to understand? The answers to all the riddles are right here.
Yeah, I think so.
If only Celeste would have gone into the trash room, she would have seen it as well. Burnt remains of button on shirt which the killer wasn't able to get rid of. There's something about it we need to pay attention to in order to figure out who's responsible. How it was disposed of, where it was disposed of, and when it was disposed of. Pretty much. Was it how or where? Both of them actually, but...
Shoot!
Oops. I guess that was hitting an open aggression. Okay, how it was disposed of.
If you look closely at how the shirt was disposed of, we should be able to figure out who the killer is.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I think I know what you're gonna say.
There goes my flawless, Oops.
You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash room, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, you wouldn't be able to hit the switch to turn it on either. You need the key to get in, and the one with the key was the person on cleaning duty.
So Hifumi did it.
So the killer had to be whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash, right?
Interesting.
Hifumi, your clocks aren't turning at this moment, are they? 3, 2, 1. And he finally gets it. No, that's wrong. There was another way to use the incinerator without being the one on cleaning duty. And that's exactly what proves that Leon is the real killer. Make your argument. Shattered crystal ball.
The key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
Yeah.
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator in order to destroy the evidence.
Which means the only possible suspect is whoever had the trash room key.
Okay, so the person who would have had the trash room key was... Huh? Me? No!
Seriously, his clock's really turning. Absolutely was a way to use the incinerator without using the trash room key. The killer was able to turn the incinerator on by using something I found on the ground nearby.
The key to the trash room? Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
No.
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator in order to destroy the... No, that's wrong!
Hold on. I think I know how someone could dispose of the evidence without using the trash room key.
But if you can't get past the gate, you couldn't possibly turn on the incinerator, could you?
Actually, you can.
Yes, you could. If you used this.
What is it, some kind of glass ball? It's busted to hell.
Yep.
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball, but,
Yeah, you're an idiot.
But how would you use it?
Killer had to use it, roll it, throw it.
I got it!
Fine with
the killer
it.
Simply
Oh,
took aim
come
at
on.
the incinerator switch and threw the ball through a gap in the gate. All they had to do was hit that switch, and the incinerator would come to life.
Someone threw a gap in the gate?
Remember what you said before, Hifumi?
Huh? Someone turned the incinerator on. Very strange. I'm quite certain it was off last time I was down here. Perhaps it was the work of a fairy. Oh god.
Key. So the only way the incinerator could have been turned on without his knowledge was because the killer was able to hit the switch without opening the gate. Once they'd gotten the incinerator going, all they had to do was ball up the shirt and toss it in.
Hey, come on! What the hell is this?
All you have to do is look at the scene to know that the killer never actually went inside the trash room. The shards of broken glass, the incinerator left running, the piece of shirt that escaped the fire. If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of much more thoroughly.
Wait, no, just hold on.
But the distance from the gate to the incinerator has to be at least 30 feet, right? The pinpoint accuracy you'd need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something that small. Could someone really do that?
That's right! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Ultimate baseball star?
Difficult, absolutely. Impossible? I don't think so.
Ultimate fanfic creator! His imagination did it! Ultimate clairvoyant, because he's just too darn stupid to actually realize what he does. No, it's the ultimate baseball star.
I got it! Because the killer is the ultimate baseball star. Isn't that right, Leon?
Do you have any idea how stupid you sound right now?
Not really.
A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the ultimate baseball star.
What? Yeah.
You can't be serious. I'm not the killer!
Really?
These goddamn shipper brains have got it all wrong, I'm telling you!
Really?
You still won't admit it? Okay then. Makoto, go ahead and review the incident one more time to make his crime perfectly clear. And with that, we can end this.
Listen to me! What the hell do you mean, end this?
Say what you want, Leon. But all the questions have been answered. And the truth has been revealed.
Okay.
Now here's what happened.
Closing argument is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Yeah, why not? Every case has one last element to bring the class trial to an end. This is the closing argument. In this phase, you'll give the complete summary of the case. You'll have to reproduce the flow of events for the case in the form of a comic book. However, you'll notice that in the comic there are a number of pieces missing. It's up to you to complete the comic using the provided truth panels. Also, if you take aim at a missing section and press the X button, holy cow, you'll get a hint that might lead to a breakthrough. Well then, good luck and have fun. Okay, so what does the X button say? My room was the scene of the crime, the incident began. And what do we have? That could be this here. Okay. First, when Sayaka attacked the killer with the knife, they noticed something in the room. That's a sword. And then they used that object to defend Sayaka's attack, which is why that evidence was damaged. That's this part. After the killer countered Sayaka's attack with an attack of their own, what did they do next? I would say no, they went after Sayaka, I think. This one. Maybe. They broke her wrist. Act 2, she went into the bathroom. They forced the bathroom door open. The only logical way they could have done that was using some tool. And then they used the knife. After she was stabbed, Sayaka used the last of her, trying to leave something behind, like a dying message. Bloody bloody, Act 3. The killer used an item in my room to help dispose of the evidence. That's the roller. Plus, object through to activate the incinerator. That's this one. And that, what the killer threw in the incinerator was this. And they left, the piece of evidence left behind in the trash room was this. Reenact!
You! I think I'd better take one more look back at the case from the beginning. Last night, the killer went to the room Sayaka was in. In other words, my room. From what we can tell, Sayaka invited that person there intending to kill them. She attacked them with the knife she'd taken from the kitchen earlier. But then something happened that she wasn't prepared for. They grabbed the fake sword I put in my room and fought back. During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right wrist. And that's when she lost her grip on the kitchen knife. Finding herself cornered, Sayaka panicked and ran into the bathroom. The killer went after her, but couldn't get the bathroom door open. What they didn't know was that my bathroom door got stuck easily, and there was a trick to opening it. Sayaka knew about that because I told her, but of course the killer had no way of knowing. So instead, the killer forced the door open, took the kitchen knife, and stabbed Sayaka. But with what strength she had remaining, Sayaka left a dying message. To keep the killer from noticing, she wrote it on the wall behind her. And with that, all her strength was gone. With Sayaka dead, the killer quickly began destroying the evidence. First, they took off their shirt, which was covered in their victim's blood. Then they took the lint roller in my room and cleaned up the entire area. They wanted to make sure they got rid of any trace they'd ever been there. Afterwards, the killer headed to the trash room to destroy their bloody shirt. They tried to burn the shirt using the incinerator there. But the trash room was blocked off by an especially sturdy gate, preventing access to the incinerator. So they came up with a plan to use Hiro's crystal ball, which he left in the laundry room. The killer managed to throw the ball through the gap in the gate and hit the incinerator switch. For any normal person, that'd be an impossible throw, but the killer had the confidence to take a shot. And that's because the killer was the ultimate baseball star. The crystal ball, thrown with absolute precision, hit the switch on the incinerator, which then quickly roared to life. Having destroyed the final piece of evidence, they left the area with, I imagine, a sigh of relief. But there was one thing they missed. Part of the shirt they'd thrown into the fire burnt away and fell out of the incinerator. The killer didn't notice this, and so left behind a piece of indisputable evidence. Isn't that right, Leon?
Swear that looked sweet.
It would appear that Hiro simply forgot his crystal ball in the laundry room. You went there to try and wash the blood out of your shirt, and that's where you saw it, right? Seeing the ball, you thought of a way to take care of everything.
So, Leon, do you object to anything that's been said?
Probably.
Do I object? Hell yes, I object! Of course I do! I object! I object! I object! I mean, all of this is just a bunch of stupid theories! You need evidence! Where's the evidence?
Laying right in front of you.
Without evidence, it's all bullshit! It's bullshit and I refuse to acknowledge it!
You're just asking for evidence and it's there.
Well then, I guess this is as good a time as any to present the evidence that proves you didn't. Makoto,
Okay.
I believe you're in possession of that evidence.
Evidence? Bullet time battle is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely. Sometimes during a class trial, your opponent simply won't want to hear what you have to say. When this happens, you will engage them in a head-to-head battle. We like to refer to this as bullet time battle, aka BTB or BTW. During the BTB, you want to destroy your opponent's statements in time with the rhythm. Oh god, this is the part that I am dreading actually. I don't have rhythm. Match your button patches with each tempo marker as they move across the screen and reach the center. Oh boy, this is going to be a pain, isn't it? Press the X button to lock onto an opponent's statement. Destroy the statement you've locked onto with the triangle button as the tempo marker reaches the center. Use this method to deal damage to your opponent. If you can't pull it off, you'll be the one in pain. Okay. Do this consecutively and you'll start a combo. Keep this going and you'll initiate a tempo up. On the flip side, if you keep missing, you'll get into a tempo down situation. When the tempo changes, so does the timing for hitting each button. Great. So watch out for that. So neither tempo changes are actually beneficial. Right, that's great. Deal enough damage to your opponent and their weak spot statement will appear. At that point, press the triangle button to shoot it down with a truth bullet. Any other statement? Refute their statements fast enough and you'll come out victorious. But just like before, if your influence gauge reaches 0 or you run out of time, you fail. Well then, good luck and have fun. Great. This one I don't really like, I think.
When the killer removed the screws from the doorknob, they didn't use anything from your room to do it. Instead, they must have used something that belonged to them.
They used something of their own to remove the screws. Could it have been...
I refuse to acknowledge you. You're stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Stupid, 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 stupid.
Okay, this is starting to get actually... Well, he's damning himself now. I have to show indisputable evidence that Leon is the killer. I need to figure it out. Okay. The moment of truth.
Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me.
Wait.
Stupid. You lied. Stop talking. Shut up. Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. Stupid. You lied. Shut up. Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid. You lied. Stop talking. Shut up. Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance.
Oh, come on.
You lied. Shut up. Shut up. Stupid. Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance.
What the heck?
Stupid. You lied.
Failed? Oh man. Have we already come to the end of the debate? Well then, the class trial is officially adjourned. Now it's time to reveal who's the blackened. Oh come on! That sucks! Do I have to go appear that the ones with the most votes is Makoto? However, Makoto is not the blackened. Too bad. Looks like the real killer gets to graduate. Congratulations to them. On the other hand, everyone else must now be punished.
Is this really the end for all of us?
Oh man, that last thing actually really... Oh, that sucks. That really sucks. What do you want to give? Another shot? Yeah, of course.
I refuse to give up yet.
Damn. I hate that last part. Not at all.
When the killer removed the screws from the doorknob, they didn't use anything. Instead, they must...
Yeah, let's get back to the...
I refuse to acknowledge. Stupid, stupid, stupid.
Oh man. I hate this part. I don't have rhythm, I don't have timing. I suck at this one.
Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid. You lie. Stop talking. Shut up. Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. Stupid. You
Come on!
Shut up. Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid. You lie. Stop talking.
Damn!
Where's your proof?
This should prove it.
Whew. Great. Finally. I really hate those tempo changes.
The screws on the bathroom doorknob were removed. I wonder what kind of tool the killer used to remove that.
I mean, it had to be a screwdriver, right?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure the toolkits we got each had one inside.
That must be what he used. There aren't any other tools anywhere.
But the toolkit in my room had clearly never been used.
That's because the culprit didn't know it was your room. They thought they were in Sayaka's room.
Only the boys got toolkits, so the killer naturally assumed there wouldn't be one in there.
Okay, then whose toolkit did the killer use?
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
Yeah, you shut up.
It had to be their very own toolkit.
Stupid, 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 stupid!
Are you still going on like that?
Leon, would you mind showing us your toolkit? If I'm right about this, then the screwdriver will show some evidence of being used.
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
Huh? And if you say you used it for something else, you'll have to explain exactly when, where, and why.
And let me say this right now. I lost it isn't an excuse at this point.
Stupid. Stupid.
Oh god.
So, you have no rebuttal?
Oh man, I really don't like that last part. That with the tempo and everything.
Then it would seem we are finished here.
I'm sorry. The logic puzzles are nice, are really good. But the tempo thingy at the end, that's just... Oh, that just sucks. Oh well. At least we're getting to an end now. And I have a D, C. No kidding. Oh, 75 medals.
Looks like you've reached your verdict. Then are we ready to cast our votes? You all have a lever in front of you. Use it to make your selection. Oh, just to remind you all, make triple sure you vote for someone. You wouldn't want to be punished for something so minor, right? Okay, then let's get excited! Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Leon! Uh-oh, looks like you got it right on the money. The blackened in this case, the one that killed Sayaka, was none other than Leon Kuwata. Yeah, that's what I would think. That would be my reaction. Huh?
Hey, hold on.
Hold on a second. Leon? Leon, did you really kill Sayaka?
But...
I don't believe it.
You son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch, what the hell is wrong with you?
I didn't have a choice.
Didn't have a choice? It was kill or be killed.
So that's why...
So that's why I killed her first.
None of you are any different!
None of you are any different. One wrong step and you'd be standing here. It was complete chance that I wound up like this.
I was just... unlucky. That's all.
No, you weren't. Otherwise you wouldn't have taken your toolkit with you. I was just unlucky, that's all.
Hey, come on!
You expect me to just accept my death? Everything's become clear. The decision we made was right after all. But when I think about that, honestly, I'm better off if we'd been wrong. Because if what we came up with really is the truth, then the truth is that Sayaka was trying to frame me. But even if that's true, I can't say she was wrong. After all, the mastermind. It's all because of that video. Even I couldn't handle what I saw in there. If I was her and the video actually had something to do with me, I can't even imagine. Now we're trapped here with no way out. They're probably waiting for me.
Why?
I can't afford to be stuck in here. The one thing that was more important to her than anything else. Her dreams, her friends. To have to see something like that happen to them. And Sayaka? I did whatever it took to reach that dream. I mean it, even some things that weren't so pleasant. And that's why Sayaka, for the friends that meant so much to her. That's why she betrayed me. So when she said,
No matter what happens, please always be there for me. I need you on my side.
she was lying to me from the very beginning. She was using me. I don't think that. I think it was from the video. The rest, I think she was honest. Is that why she talked to me in the first place? No, I don't. I guess I'll never know. Because there's nothing I can do to ask her what she was thinking. Once you're dead, that's that. Boy, howdy, the entertainment industry must sure be terrifying, huh? I mean, to try and kill someone just because of those relationships?
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
She seemed so nice and lovely on the outside, but inside, she descended into pure madness. What did you say?
Phew.
I understand, really I do. Yep. You're in utter despair thanks to Sayaka's betrayal, right? Compassion, intimacy, love. The stronger those feelings, the stronger the despair when they collapse. Stop screwing with us, this is all your fault. Sayaka being forced to do something like that. All of it. Everything. It's all your fault. Suddenly, in a frenzy, I lunged at Monokuma. But
That's enough.
that's enough. As angry as I was, Kyoko latched onto my arm without hesitation. Her grip was like iron, strong enough I was sure it would leave a bruise.
Calm down.
If you really want to make your enemies pay for what they've done, you need to let go of it. Let it go for now. Damn it! Ah, that was a close one. I thought for sure you were gonna give me a good walloping. Just barely avoided punishment, you did.
Yes, indeed.
Now then, since you magnificently revealed the identity of the killer during the class trial, the blackened Leon Kuwada will receive his punishment.
Punishment? You mean execution?
Yeah.
Wait a second!
Nope. I didn't have a choice. I had to kill her.
Yeah, that's it.
I was just protecting myself in the heat of the moment. It was self-defense. When she locked herself in the bathroom, you could have gone away. And you actually brought your own toolkit. So, no.
Is that okay?
How exactly was it self-defense? And you forced your way into the bathroom. Did you? Or did you not use your very own toolkit? Exactly! After she shut herself in the bathroom, you went out of your way to head back to your own room. Then you came all the way back, broke into the bathroom and killed her. Am I wrong?
Do you understand?
You had any number of chances to stop what you were doing, but you chose not to. It's not because you had an unclouded intent to commit murder.
So, that's why...
No, that's not. Stop it! I've had enough of this.
Oh.
Are you sure? You were closer to her than anyone. Were you not? He killed your precious Sayaka. Do you understand? I can't say Leon is solely to blame. Of course, I don't plan on blaming Sayaka either. Because the one to blame is him. Huh? If it weren't for you, this never would have happened to Sayaka or Leon. We shouldn't be fighting each other. We should be fighting against the one who put us in this situation. The mastermind.
Unbelievable.
Did you awaken to your sense of justice?
Hey,
Well, it just so happens that there is nothing more unethical than an unwavering sense of justice. After all, it's people with that sort of mentality that perpetuate war all over the world. Is that the kind of justice that's awakened within you? Just shut up! Okay, well, anyway, more importantly, let's hurry up and get what everyone's been waiting for, the punishment!
I'm begging you! Please, don't do this!
Hey!
No more begging, no more excuses. You must pay the penalty for breaking the rules. Society demands it.
Stop, please!
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment!
For Leon Kuwada, the ultimate baseball star.
No, 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 no!
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
That's just way too creepy.
No!
Probably that already killed him. Dragging him by the neck like that at such a hard speed. That's killing him already. Dude, that is too painful. Getting crushed like that. And we voted for him. Damn. What we saw. That was the true face of despair. I mean, if we can't call it that, what else could we call it?
Extreme!
Well, extreme apparently. Man, my adrenaline is pumping right out of control. What's going on?
I can't take it.
I can't take this anymore. Do we really have to keep doing this? I just can't take it.
Well?
Well, hey, if you don't like it, all you gotta do is swear to cut all ties with the outside world and accept living here forever. But that's only if every single one of you can get on board with that.
Damn you!
Fuck you! Why the fuck are you doing all this evil shit to us?
What the heck?
Evil? You make it sound like I'm some dark, awful secret society type of guy. It does cost a lot of money what you have, this setup that you have here. That's not something you just do in your own. Also, building everything, creating it all, that's not something you do on your own. There is an entire association behind that.
Say what?
Well, in this case, a dark, awful secret society type of bear. So why are you putting an upstanding young citizen like me through such a grueling ordeal?
Hey,
It seems like you're trying to use common sense to make sense of something that doesn't make sense. Okay. That's like trying to put a mile on a scale. I just don't think it's possible. Hey, I don't think what you're saying and what I'm saying quite fit together.
Shit.
You piece of shit, I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna pound your ass into the ground. You must really hate me to get so angry, huh? But if you do that, you're barking way up the wrong tree. What happened happened because more than one of you decided you wanted to get out, right? No matter how much time passes, you can't get free of your regrets from the outside world. You're to blame. Of course we can't get free of the outside world. Being trapped in this insane place? You're trapped, are you? Well, I'm sure once you learn all the mysteries of this school, your thinking will change for sure. You'll think, boy, isn't it so wonderful how we all get to live here forever.
What does this mean?
What are you trying to say?
Hey.
feel like there's some deeper meaning hidden in there. Just like before.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Anyway, let's get to the blackened punishment. That's what everyone is waiting for, after all.
Hey.
When you say everyone, who exactly are you referring to? Sorry, I said everything I've got to say. I need to save some of the fun for later. And just like that, he was gone. He left us there, overwhelmed by a nightmare turned reality. Even after he was gone, we stood there forever, unable to move. Actually, no, it wasn't that long, I think. Everyone just lost their sense of time. We were all too scared. Scared of being alone. No one even tried to speak. Their faces were stone, their voices dead. But it was in that moment.
Just a second.
Makoto, can I talk to you for a second? She moved in close and whispered into my ear.
Makoto.
Before we head back. There's something I want to talk to you about. It's about Sayaka, isn't it? I'm surprised you figured it out.
Listen.
I told you before, the class trial started. You had to figure out the mystery of this case yourself. You wanted me to realize how Sayaka betrayed me by myself, didn't you? The thought never even crossed my mind. I feel like such a fool, becoming such an easy target like that.
It's true.
Sayaka meant to double cross you. That's a fact that you can never change. But even till the very end, she wasn't sure of her decision. That's why, as she lay dying, she was thinking of you. She was thinking of me? You can't just say something like that. I mean, there's no way you can know that. Only Sayaka would know for sure. And we can't ask her now.
However...
Even if you can't ask her, you can infer it, don't you think? Her final thought was how she could protect you. What?
So...
The fact that she used her last ounce of energy to leave her dying message proves it. If she didn't care what happened to you, she never would have left that message. Well, maybe she just wanted to get back at the person who had killed her.
Certainly.
That's certainly one possibility. But I don't think that's what it was.
Anyway...
She was uncertain. She wasn't sure she could kill someone or deceive you. Which is why her plan failed. Her hesitation attracted failure.
Right.
It's almost ironic when you think about it. Why are you telling me all this? Because you're the kind of person who can overcome this. Because you can move past the deaths of your friends Sayaka and Leon and keep moving forward.
Correct.
Without someone like that, the others would never be able to break free of such a desperate situation. Move past their deaths? That's... I could never do that. No. I'm going to carry them with me the rest of my life. How could I possibly move past something like that? Leon, Sayaka, I'll carry them with me forever. What about Junko? I'll carry their memories with me wherever I go. Again, a reference that Junko is just a throwaway character. Come on. I'll carry them in. So, instead of forgetting them, you're choosing the hard road. Well, I have high expectations for you. As she said that, she revealed the smallest smile.
Hey.
By the way, I have to admit, I'm curious. How did you know I wanted to talk to you about Sayaka? Oh well. I'm psychic.
What?
Huh? Okay. Now the joke actually falls. Kidding, I just have pretty good intuition. Chapter 1. To survive. The end. Surviving students, 12. Ah, Junko. Shut up, Nick. Shut up. Got an item, the spare bed present. Actually, this is something you could have given to Leon. Do you want to save the data? Okay, and with that, I am ending this episode. It's been long enough. Huh. Looking at the recording time, I probably have to cut down a bit. Or cut it up. Yeah. Well, I thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye!
Danganronpa.